So thank you, everybody. I would like to start first by saying thank you for each and every one of you for coming here. I know it's Sunday, and I know you're busy, and you took the time to come here and inject positive energy to Ventura County, to Los Angeles, to inject as much as positive energy as we can. So first I would like to say thank you to the country club here in Calabasas for hosting us and bringing us, for Rachel, of course, for helping me, for my wife Debbie, for organizing it, and everybody who's here volunteering and put it together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The second thing I would like to say thank you to the divine, to God, for basically save so many people. Unfortunately, not everybody's have some good story to tell. It was a fire, it was Thousand Oaks shooting, it was a lot of chaos, a lot of negativity that happened here. And I'm going to talk about it in a second. But first, we need also to look at the positive side, which is there is a lot of miracle that happened in this area. I just heard about a dog by the name of Madison. I don't know if you read about it. Dog Madison that went back to paradise. What a name, paradise, right? And a dog Madison, it was on the news, I think, yesterday or the day before. And the idea is within everything which is seem dark, we can find something positive. And of course, we should never forget to say thank you to the firefighter. I mean, my God, what a job and how difficult it was, what they had to deal with. And the doctors and the police and the volunteers. It was so many volunteers that brought food to everybody. It's almost like as much as it's a negative event, it brings the best out of people to help each other. So we want to have ourselves having gratitude, even in the moment that there is some negativity, we can find something positive within it. I had a gentleman who just showed me a story that 25 years ago, he lost his house in the fire. And he shared with me something so amazing. He said, I have a self-discovery. Maybe I lost the home, I lost this, but I didn't lose me. I am here and I self-discover myself. And we need to think about it like, and I would like to share with you a story from the Bible about Joseph. I don't know how many of you ever read the Bible. There is a story about Joseph the righteous, the famous Joseph from Egypt. And we know that Joseph went through a lot of misfortune. His brother tried to kill him. Then they sold him to slavery. And after they sold him to slavery, he had to go to prison for something he never did. So it seemed like unfair. Life brings us a lot of time on our knee to find out that a lot of things seem unfair. And we get angry. We get upset. And we can't forgive. And we feel by not forgiving whatever happened to us, it's going to become better. And for some reason, when you can forgive Mother Nature, God, people, it's not only it doesn't get better, it's, I don't want to say get worse, but it stay. And negativity, it's not there to stay. Negativity, it's passing by. Everything is passing by to our life. When you meet negativity, if you cannot let it go, if you cannot just forgive, think about a person who hurt you, think about a bad event that you went through, everything that you went through in your life, in the moment you're capable to act with forgiveness, not because you are kind of, I don't know what words to use, it's a bad word, but it's the best word I can find, not because you are kind of a loser by forgiving someone, it's because you're actually a winner. How do you become a winner? By forgiving? Because when you forgive, you're actually raising yourself to another level and you're saying goodbye to that chaos to go away. When you can forgive, you get stuck with that event and it has to happen sometimes again. Those of us study spirituality, there is a concept called reincarnation. A lot of time, the people that you can forgive meet you next lifetime. Could be meet you as a husband and wife, could be meet you as a parent. A lot of time you marry somebody that you couldn't forgive the last lifetime. I'm not going to go into issue in a relationship. That's a different story. So, but if you think about it, the forgiveness is such a powerful tool. The let go is such a powerful tool. Now, every event that we are experiencing, if it's a negative event, has past, present, and future. Life is built from past, present, and future. The past is there to teach us some lesson. The present is about acting, and the future is about planning. When we divide life in a certain way like that, We don't look at the past like something negative. Yes, it's a negative event. What can I learn from that? What can I do in the present about it? And how do I plan for a better future right now? If I will be able to put those three categories in the same page, then life looks totally different. So, one of the things, going back to the story of Joseph put in prison for something he never did. Bad news. What did you do? Nothing. Why are you in prison? I have no idea. Misfortune, event that taking place in people's life is either can make the person growing to the next level, or it can make you bitter. Unfortunately, we live in a society that we love to blame. Blaming is something which is fun. After all, when you point the finger to somebody else, you get rid of the responsibility. And I'm not saying blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame others. A lot of time people come to my lecture and they hear, okay, it's about not blaming. So now, from now on, I'm going to blame myself. Don't blame others, blame yourself. No, don't blame yourself. There's a very big difference between blaming yourself or taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is a very big difference than blaming yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Something bad happened to you, some bad event, Mother Nature, bad relationship, or whatever it is you're going through. And it's not all the time your fault, but it's your responsibility to find a way to make it better. If you stand up on your 2 feet and say, okay, from this moment on, I'm going to take responsibility for my life, I'm going to make it better. And I'm going to go into how. But first we need to understand that beating yourself up, find out what's wrong with you, will not help you. And I know that if you are part of some type of religion or self-help or spirituality, a lot of time we're getting the wrong message from the speaker, the rabbi, the priest, or whatever it is, that we think we're supposed to feel bad. Because if I feel bad, things getting better. I'm telling you, it's written in the Talmud 2,000 years ago. I will say it first in Hebrew. En arur midabek bebaruch. When a person feeling bad about themselves, the Creator staying aside and saying, when you feel better, I will come visit you. So we need to find a way somehow to find blessing within the thing that not seem to be right. And how do we do that? Where do we need to start? The Kabbalists who lived 2,000 years ago, within many, many books, explain that the soul is divided to 3 levels. Again, I know I'm using the word 3 a lot of time. 3 things, past, present, future. This 3 is a secret number. 7 is a secret number. Together is 10, those of you. Go. So the soul is divided to 3 levels. I will give you the name. You don't have to memorize the name. It's called in Hebrew Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama. Meaning that the soul is divided to your action, your speech, and your mind. If you will be able to learn how to use those 3 column system, the strongest that you can, things around you will start changing. Now people ask me, can we change Mother Nature? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, we don't control over the fire, the wind. I will tell you we do, but I don't have enough time to convince you. And I don't want to say I'm right, because I don't believe in right or wrong. I believe it's an opinion. You can go ahead and check it. If you believe that you can make your life better, you're right. If you believe that you cannot make your life better, you're right too. Whatever you believe that you can do, you're absolutely right. I cannot tell you you're wrong about it. If your belief system that your life will never change, you're absolutely right. If your belief system that your life is about to change, you're absolutely right. Who is right? Both of you. Because your belief system is actually what activating everything around you. The frequency, the sequence of your thought, the vibration, that start to change everything. So let's go into the 3 levels of transformation, what we call vital transformation. The mind itself, if we look at the mind, a lot of time we think that the mind just come up with an idea. I thought about it. People use the word, I was thinking about something. Now, I don't want to make people feel bad, but I want just to share an opinion. Try to imagine that your mind can think. Your mind is like a dish, like an antenna. And the thought is just passing by. And when the thoughts are just passing by, you connect to negative thought, positive thought, but you are the one that makes the decision if it will stay for a long time or it will go away. We go into the menu of thought. There's billions of thoughts who go into our mind, but whatever we let it stay, stay. Whatever we let it go, go. That's the only choice we have with the mind. But many people believe system is, I'm thinking about it, that's when it's mine. My own thought, it's not mine. And again, forgive me for not trying to convince you that this point is right. I don't believe in preaching and convincing people. I'm actually, people who leave my lecture disagree with me, do better than the one who leave agree with me. You know, when I was young, my father has it in his car. I don't know if you have that, dogs that do yes all the time. You know, move their head all the time. You know, if we agree with everything, we forget everything. But sometimes to disagree, make you think about it later. So going back to the mind. Within our mind, there is ability of choice. There is like a split. Think about it like that. You wake up in the morning, full of certainty. You're full of energy. You feel like you can get going. Everything is amazing. And then some doubts, finding a way to go into your positive mind. The choice that you have at that moment is how long as that doubts will last within your mind. Many people who's going to misfortune with their health, acting different. Many people in the area who lost different thing which is dear to them, behave different. How can that be? How can that be that people act different toward the same event? According to the wisdom of the Talmud, the wisdom of Kabbalah, the wisdom of, if you heard that name before, Rabbi Isaac Luria, who lived 500 years ago, they explain that the mind is like a magical thing inside of us. And we just need to sit, sometimes meditate, relax your mind. And through what event you're going through, you have to change the POV, the point of view. You have to change where things are coming from. If you lift yourself a little bit above the ground, you're going to look at all this area in a different way. When you are actually, I see this gentleman playing golf, what you see is the white ball, the club, and the green. If I'm going to look from above, I'm going to see all different picture. If your mind getting into a place, which is not just positive thought, I'm talking about more than that. I'm talking about active positive thought. Because positive thought is more passive. We're talking about getting to the next level when you are actually looking at thinking a very different way, and you find within the negativity, there is something there for me that I can learn. And once I get my lesson, based on the spiritual knowledge, it doesn't have to happen again. Doesn't have to happen again. When I'm not getting my lesson, unfortunately, I have to meet it again. I have a gentleman, one of my customer, so he's just get divorced 4 times, came to see me, said, Eliyahu, I need your help. I said, what help you need? He said, I'm about to get married again for the 5th time, and I want this marriage to last. I said, can you tell me what happened, what didn't work in the last 4 marriages before we talk about the next one? I said, I don't care about the 4th, I'm going for the 5th. It's my soulmate. I says, any of the other 4 seem to be your soulmate before you get married? He said, yeah, all of them. I said, so what make you laughing? But what make you so excited to go on the 5th? So that's a different feeling. With I see astrology, the astrology with I'm Scorpio, she's Cancer. Perfect. It's a perfect match. Water sign, emotions, perfect. I said, I think we need to talk. I think we need to talk. We need to change something in the mind. There's something in the mind that has to change before we talk about the next level. And then we start opening a conversation. And a lot of time we carry something from childhood that we don't even aware, but this is more psychology. We carry a lot of memory. We believe even from another lifetime. See, if you carry something from another lifetime, then you look at me and say, Eliyahu, but I don't know what I did last lifetime. I don't know if I was a fisherman, if I was a bird or a celery. I don't know what I was. I don't know where I'm coming from. Well, there is a way to know. I'm not going to the details tonight. There is a way to know what you have been last lifetime. When you come here to correct yourself, what we call tikkun, to do the correction, you must understand that the people you're going to meet are there to help you to achieve the goals that you're meant to achieve. The event that you're going through in your life is supposed to help you with whatever you need to achieve in life. Everything that happened, the negative event that happened, are supposed to help us more than the positive event. Most people are wishing for something good to happen all the time. But let's be honest for a second. How many lessons we truly have from a positive event? I would say none. We enjoy a positive event. We don't have lesson from positive event. When you're going to a bad restaurant, you have a good lesson. You never go there again, right? You have your lesson from a bad restaurant. But you're not going to have any lesson from positive event. It doesn't mean you shouldn't wish for your life to be good and great and soulmate and first marriage, first time, never divorce, unbelievable, children, health, no fire, no disaster, everything will be perfect. But we need to understand, within those events there is a lesson. We're growing from it. So the first step, again, is the mind. What are you doing with your mind? If your mind is in the right place, through meditation, and I'm going to do something with you in the end, through meditation, slowly, that vibration of your mind, start to invite the right people. Start to invite clarity. Where am I supposed to be today? How do you know what's the right thing to do? Some of my clients work in New York. They called me lately in the last 3 weeks, the stock market is going up and down. Eliyahu, so what do you say tomorrow? What's happening? What's happening? So, well, based on astrology, Venus is in Scorpio right now, Mercury is in retrograde, situation will be like that, oil going this way, gold going this way. So, okay, there. But the panic about not knowing what to do scares people. Having clarity comes from your mind. When your mind has the certainty that you need, clarity presents itself. You will know what to do. Now, second level of change, the vibration around us, is our ability to speak. We are not appreciating that ability. We think it's just, God created us, we're able to talk, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk. So when you go to Starbucks, or in LA we have something called Coffee Bean, or other places, and you're sitting there, you're expecting people to talk about, wow, spirituality, and gratitude, and appreciation, but unfortunately, 89% of the conversation is about something or someone else. And it's not always positive. It's not always positive. The speech itself is your power. Whatever you do with your lips, whatever you do with your tongue, if you're capable, I will give you a task. I give you a task of 3 days, 10 days, and 40 days. If you're capable, 3 days, it's not a lot, to speak no negativity on any other human being, 3 days, 72 hours. Go to sleep for 72 hours, you win. 3 days. I gave a lecture in Florida. I remember I gave them the task. I started with 10 days. It was like that. I don't know if you know Boca Raton. It was 800 people. And people are strong. They just moved there from New York. I said, okay, we're going to try to do some change. We're going to do it for 10 days. And it's quiet. People looking down, embarrassed. Say, we're going to go down for 3 days now. And nobody's moving. Look at that. So how about 1 day? So start moving their head. So okay, can we do 7 hours? 7 hours. So, oh, we can do 7 hours. That's good. That sounds good. The speech, and this is not just because it sounds funny. Our ability to speak, whatever we say, activating an energy around us. We don't appreciate that part. The Kabbalists 2,000 years ago don't call us human. You know what they call us 2,000 years ago? The creature that know how to speak. It's a weird name, right? Why they say the creature that know how to speak? Just call us human. Because the Kabbalists explain that the human being power is actually here. How you talk. And every time that you talk negativity, your mouth itself make your whole body and spirit and soul lose power. Our mouth is so powerful that if we bless someone, it actually can happen if you use your mouth for the right reason. But if I'm sitting in a coffee bean and I said, I saw Linda today, I saw the shoes, it's fake. Why would I have to do that to tell everybody it's a fake shoes? Oh, why? Why do I have to do that? That vibration invite the wrong people into my life, invite wrong event. That vibration, the mind vibration, now the speech vibration. Those two strong things are very important to work on. I always tell my kids when they grew up, I said, if they decide to lie to God, lie to me, we're cool about it. But promise me one thing. You have a mirror in your room, go to the mirror and tell the truth to yourself what really happened. Don't ever lie to yourself. Don't ever lie to yourself. You want to lie to everybody else, it's your problem. But when you lie to yourself, you no longer know what's right, what's wrong. You keep the truth with your soul, with yourself. When you speak, a blessing got to come out. A blessing got to come out toward the other person. When we want blessing around us, all this environment, to have not just in California, every other place in the world, we are part of a global community. It didn't happen just in Los Angeles, it didn't happen just in Ventura. It happened to the global, to planet Earth. That's what happened. We look at it like it happened here. No, it happened us as 7.2 billion people who live together. If one of us get injured, get hurt, lose the money, that's mean all of us has something bleeding inside of us. Because the universe is operate as not as an individual. We are a global community, whether we like it or not. Remember when I was giving a lecture in New York only to business people, so one of the gentlemen there said, it was 2008. He said, I'm the only one who made money this year. I said, you're about to lose it. So why are you being so negative, he told me. I said to him, because there is no such a thing as individual alone making it. You cannot make it in this universe as individual. And if you are making it as individual, that part of success, that part of joy cannot be part of your joy. Why? Because we are live as a global community. We are all family, even if we hate it. The person in front of you in the coffee shop, they take all the time to order the coffee because they're not sure if they want skim milk, soy, or milk. And they don't know if it's a decaf or cup of the size of the cup. Because after all, if you go, those of you are old enough, if you go 30 years ago, okay, it used to be, if you live in New York, it used to be, what's the name? Dunkin' Donut, I think it's called. And it was bagel with a piece of cream cheese and a coffee and goodbye, $1. After Starbucks was invented, you have to go to college. Large cup with the foam, not sugar. I have no idea. It's 1,000 questions. You have to come with a paper, fill it up, say, that's the coffee I want. So people get impatient. They're standing outside. Come on, what's going on? We are in a generation that we speak or we text. Is text similar to talking? Yes. The texting is not normal. It becomes a strong muscles. Those two thumbs. It's the last muscle that go to sleep. People just text. There is conversation in your own house between the children and the mother and the father. People talk to each other. Passing by. And Mom, I'm passing by to the kitchen. So things are happening that we become a community, and we have Facebook, we have Instagram, what else we have? We have that thing with Snapchat, right? So I try to use it. I get lost a little bit with that. I'm good in the other area. Okay, so we have, you don't have to leave the house anymore. You live in your little box. It's beautiful, beautiful. But then what do you do with your mouth? How do you speak? What do you say to one another? You take a kid, they're not good in college or school, and you tell them, hey, doing well, something wrong with you. You take a person who's body is not in the shape where he wanted to be or she wanted to be, and you talk to them and not nice, immediately the body reaction and the soul reaction and the mind reaction is defense mechanism. And when we start with the defense mechanism, unfortunately, the body become unhealthy. So there is a huge effect with our speech to others, and a huge effect when people speaking to us, and then another effect when we speak behind people's back, negative. But we don't see the third one as an important one. We think, what's the big deal? They were not here. I have nothing to do. I was invited to that wedding. I'm pretty boring here. What do we need to speak? I have to gossip a little bit, right? I got to gossip about everything in that wedding or bar mitzvah or whatever it is. We got to stop. We got to stop. And if we're not capable to stop, then we definitely got to stop. We got to stop speaking negative. But it's not because we got to stop because it's a nice thing to stop. Because maybe we are addicted to it. Maybe we're just addicted. How do you know if somebody is addicted or not to something? When I was teaching in a rehab place for 2.5 years, one of the things, the definition of an addict or not an addict, can you stop drinking? No, I can't. You're an addict. Do you enjoy the alcohol? No, I don't. I just want to get drunk. You're an addict. Somebody said, don't like this wine, give me another one. You're not an addict. You enjoy the product. If you have to speak bad, you have to. You can't help it. I got to speak something negative. I got to say something negative. And one day going by, I didn't speak negative today. Something is off. You got to change it. Change it for that reason. Don't change it just because it's right. Now, this taking care of the second part of the soul. And again, how to do it? There is no real way how to do it. It's just to work on that. Why am I saying what I'm saying? Okay? Now come the action. The action we're all familiar with. I think that's very easy. Is what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? How much of your time you share and how much your time you receive? Is it all about me, or my existence is all about society and other people? Now, when I'm already deciding to share, why am I sharing? So, what am I doing? Then, why am I doing? If the why is all for what we call approval, looking for people to look at me, approve of me, loving me, then unfortunately that's taking us to another place, which is I'm no longer free, because all what I'm doing, I'm going around and I'm looking for validation from people. And when I'm looking for that validation, unfortunately, that is not leading us into a place of harmony. It doesn't lead us into a place of things can work together. If we can work on the mind, the speech, and the action together, it can create a whole different neighborhood for us. People will talk differently to each other. People do different things for each other, not to impress, just for the sake of sharing. We will think different. You will not go to sleep and say, I can't believe this one did it to me or this one did it to me. Your mind will be, how can I forgive? How can I forgive that person? It will be an all new mindset. I would like to forgive. You know, before I start my spiritual journey, I grew up with a father that, my mother as well. My father and mother couldn't express themselves with the loving words. Also, they didn't hug. In my family, they don't hug and they don't express positive words. Why? Because my father basically lost his father when he was 4 days old, and his mother died when he was 5. Then he had to grow up in Sicily, an orphan home. Terrible story. So for him, life was all about survival. So he didn't understand why you need to hug me or love me or I love you. So years once I start my spiritual journey, it was very difficult for me to be able to let go of my father, to forgive him. But once I realized my father didn't know better, my mother didn't know better, the way they grew up, different generation. In the moment that I was able to forgive my father, my mom, at that moment, it gave me a start to start a whole new journey and be able to behave with my kids in a different way. Everything is a lesson. Your negative event is a lesson as well. Once I'm searching for the lesson, it's like I'm saying, I'm looking for something positive within this event. If you cannot find this one positive thing with this event, it will take some time, but look for it. Searching for the good is a good by itself. It's an amazing thing by itself. When you're searching for good thing, it's amazing. What's the difference between a tourist and a spy? Right? If Russia sent tourists from Russia here to Calabasas, they're coming to check the golf course. And then they send spy to check the golf course of Calabasas. What's the difference? The spy is there to look for the bad, and the tourist is there to look for the good. So are you a tourist or are you a spy? How do you treat your own life? Are you a tourist or a spy? Who are you to yourself? Do you want to find what's wrong with your life? No, let's open a list and find out. Well, my wife didn't behave good, this, that, my kids, and my money, and where I live. I don't like my neighbor. We have a list. Now let's find the positive thing. Oh, that's difficult. Then I have to be a tourist. Tourist is free. Do you want to be free? Or you want to belong to some spy organization? Ask yourself, where do you want to go? So again, 3 things, remember that. Mind, speech, action. What you do, sharing, receiving, and then after that, the next level, why you do what you do. Are you doing it to impress others because you want people just to clap their hand, or say thank you, or say amazing? Because when we are kids, we're looking for our parents' approval. When we become parents, we're looking for our kids' approval. And all day long, we are addicted to approval. Validation, 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 validation. So Joseph, going back to the story of Joseph. Joseph in the Bible, amazing prisoner. Can you imagine an amazing prisoner? A prisoner for 22 years, becoming the leader of Egypt. The one who controlled the entire money of Egypt. Why him? Why Joseph? This little kid is 30 years old. They get him out of prison, coming out. Okay, I like the dream interpretation. You the leader. Is it even story sound real? Oh, I love your interpretation. You become the vice president. Come in, take the chair. That's a weird story. Weird story. But the story is not about Joseph. It's about us. It's not about Joseph. It's about us. Can I make my life, the area in my life which is terrible, into the best part of my life? Joseph in prison, he knew he didn't do anything. He knew that. Brother, he only said, I had some dream. You can look at the story in the Bible. We need to find a way for us, step by step, to climb into that level. But remember, whatever you believe, your life can get better. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., those of you who wake up early. From 7 a.m. tomorrow, your life starts to become better and better. Another thing, if you believe in it. If you don't believe, you're right. If you believe, you're right, like I said before. Another thing, your neighborhood will be safe. Things around you will be safe. We are worried what's going to be the future. We don't know what will be the future of our kids. We don't know what the future of our husband, wife, friend, health. We don't know. Everything is uncertainty. The whole uncertainty principle play a big role on us. Whatever you don't believe that it will be good, you're right. And when you believe it will be good, you're right. So from here we learn that the mind itself, it's the one that makes decision. Some people ask me, more scientific brain, Columbia University and Santa Barbara University, they ask me a good question. What's the proof? They love proof. What's the proof this theory really work? Can you put it into numbers? I say, I'll tell you something. If I put it into numbers, then I have to use the 5 senses. Now, what do you know about the 5 senses? What do you know about it? Whatever I see right now, that's the only thing that exists. Whatever I hear is the only thing that exists. Well, there is much more. I can see everything. I can hear everything. There is right now radio waves that go into your body. Do you see anything? No, we don't. Just because you don't see it, you don't hear it, it doesn't mean that the reality of things are different than what it seemed to be. So there is always a big picture. But when I'm relating life only to what I can see, and that's the truth, there is things that are connected to your emotions, to your feeling. Can you tell me what love is? Can you say love is, I love you 5.5 pounds? Can't say it. Can't say it. It's not funny, it's serious. You can't say, I miss you 2 miles. It's weird. You know? We have to understand that there is other things in life that make you happy. And happy is an emotions. And that emotion cannot be measured by 5 senses. If you want to feel happy, and I hope that's your goal in life, because if that's not your goal, there's nothing anybody can do for you. But if that's becoming your goal, and I hope it will become your goal, happiness should be the number one goal. More than anything else. More than money. Yes, more than anything. Happiness should be the goal of every human being. Now, if happiness is your goal, remember, it's emotions. You cannot measure it with the eyes. You can't. So when I have scientific brain from Columbia University or from Santa Barbara University would try to tell me, how can we prove it? I say, I can't. Because your conversation is through the 5 senses. And we need something to take us to, maybe I should call it the 6th sense or something else out there, that through the mind, speech, and action, things slowly can change for you. Now, I want to add one more thing, and maybe then we're going to go to a short meditation for the area here. We're in the spirit, as you can see, the menorah, in the spirit of Hanukkah. Most people celebrate Hanukkah now. Jewish people believe this is the holiday when the bad lost and the good won, whatever the details are. It's more than that. You see, the candle that we're going to lit in a second is your soul. Every person has a flame from within. Every human being has a flame from within. It's written, Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. The candle of God is the soul of a person. Candle of God is the soul of a person. But sometimes the candle get wet. Sometimes there is wind. Sometimes things don't work. We have to find all kind of tricks how we can slowly turn the flame on, making sure that there is a fire. So every day when we add up another candle, it's not just because of memory, some historical event that happened with the Greek Empire. It's more about us. How can we find the inner flame from within and light the candle again? So when we're going to light the candle together, think about one area where you gave up. Is it your relationship? Is it your health? Is it your money? Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. I will study on a weekly basis with somebody in Boca. He survived cancer. Unfortunately, he died 2 years ago, but he survived cancer for 18 and a half years. You know what a fight is that? And I used to tell him, Neil, man, you are my man. And we used to have so much time together. He told me, you know, I have that verse, never, never, never give up. And Neil was very big into Hanukkah. And the reason he loved Hanukkah, he loved it, is this incredible story of how you as a little group of people can win something so evil. And Neil realized it's not about that. It's about, is there is area in your life that convince you that you cannot do it? Is there is some doubts about your future right now? Do you have any doubts about your future? That doubts, you cannot fight doubts, but you can turn the flame of certainty on a higher level. We cannot remove darkness. I mean, if you think about darkness, what is darkness? You can remove it, but when you turn on the light, the darkness disappears. Because darkness is the absence of light. Darkness is not the real thing. The same thing with your problem in life. When you have real problem, it's basically a potential solution, if I can say, or a good thing that's just covered by something. For that reason, we use the word discover. We are discovering. We remove the cover, and then we found that treasure inside. So think for a second about your life, just for a second. If there is something that you're doubting about your future, one thing in this moment that you're doubting. When you're doubting something or you're afraid of something, your brain, your mind wave has so much power that you're actually inviting it. I know it's difficult to change it. When you have certainty, it's not easy thing. Not easy thing. Because I don't know how many of you remember when you start swimming or riding a bike. The first time you're riding a bike, you fall, nothing is working. Then you learn how to ride a bike. Then you're good. Biker or swimmer. And then you don't think about it, just swim. What's the shift? Certainty. Certainty removes the mother of all evil, all the fear. So certainty comes from the mind. What I would like to do with you for a second, or maybe for 2-3 minutes, if you can just relax, let go of your phone, make sure your feet sitting like, don't cross arm or feet, put your hand like that, okay? And I want you just I'm going to go to a short meditation with your permission. You don't have to close your eyes if you're afraid of the dark, but if you can close your eyes, it will help. And I want you just to focus on your breathing, okay? Relax your body. And I want you to go to a place where you feel comfortable. And within that place where you feel comfortable, I want you to go into a thought that you had before, something that you're doubting, something that you're not sure about what's going to be with you in the future. One thing, please. I want you to think about it for a short time, please. Now what I want you to do, I want you to imagine there is a beautiful light around you, around your body, around your soul. The color of that light is between white and light purple. I want you to imagine these two colors, please. And cover this thought that you had, that doubts that you have, and inject all the light and positive energy into it. And step by step, feel out that dark cloud of the uncertainty disappear, gone. It's never there. The illusion is just gone. I want you to carry this light, the white light with the light purple, and take it into our neighborhood here. Send this positive energy to all the people who lost something dear to them. Share part of that light that you have now with them. Give it. Give that light. There is enough for you and them together. The divine will give to all of us a lot. Just share. Feel like you are a pipe, that the light coming through you and it's going to them. And turn a misfortune into a fortune. Turn chaos into order. Turn tears into laughter. Now you can slowly open your eyes, but with a big smile, please. Can you keep a big smile on your lips? It's good. It's good. Wonderful. And I want you to look to your side and say thank you to the person next to you. Please say thank you. Look at their eyes. Don't just say thank you. Look at their eyes and say thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you. What we're going to do right now, it's okay to do it now? What we're going to do now, we're going to light the menorah with your permission. The idea again, when we light the menorah, think about which area of your life need to have more infusion of light, more strength, more power, more certainty. And it's a very, very important thing. And, you know, I give you one advice that my master used to teach me. When it's difficult for us to find a reason to laugh, then just be silly. If you don't know how to be silly, be around kids. Kids are the best teacher how to be silly. I remember when my kids were pretty young. For me, they're still young, but different size. So my wife decided that one time it's okay to leave them with me. You know, it was take time for her to trust me. So we were living in Florida at that time, and I get so silly. I try to be different than my father. You understand now why? And we start inventing a new song. She came home. Of course, she took me aside. What have you done? And the song was, we don't want to sleep, we want to go crazy. She came to me and said to me, what's wrong with you? I mean, you couldn't find something with education? So, I'm in a profession of education all day long. I want to be silly. They were the crowd. I think we are doing together. Till today, my son is 19, the other one is 18. They remember that song, you know? Now, how can we dance? Be silly. It's not a bad thing. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to do a mistake. It's okay by ordering the wrong coffee, the wrong dish, the wrong pasta. Within that, there is good part of life that comes. That mistake, if you don't get angry about the mistake, within the mistake there is fun. After all, I mean, if you look at kids, they're doing so many mistakes and they're laughing about it. They're laughing, right? It's all funny for them. They don't care. They touch a chocolate, put it in their face. When we become mature, we're losing that simplicity. And within the simplicity, the radiation of laughter, the radiation of positive energy, the radiation of certainty, not only can put the fire away, or any other type of gas, it can move so many negative things away from our life. And if we can, not if, when we can change our community to be like that, and we can live with one another, and even if we judge, we look at somebody and we judge them, they look bad, they smell bad, all those things. Find one good positive. I'm not asking anybody to be an angel. I'm not an angel. One positive thing within everything negative, okay? So that's what we want to do when we light the menorah. So with your permission, I'm just going to go light the menorah, and I tell you when you can answer amen, okay? So again, thank you very much for coming. We're going to... All right. Forgive my back, so I'm going to do it from here because I want to see your face. Oh. I want to see your face. It's not nice, like... Okay. So happy to be here. You have no idea how happy I am. So happy to be here. I'm holding the booklet. There's different meditation here, how to inject not just a candle lighting, how to turn it into something important that the energy will stay. So it will not be just candle lighting that we do every year. It will be a meditation that keep that energy here for everybody else. So try, please, to invite people who are not here. If you know anybody that need now energy of healing or energy of sustenance or relationship, think about them. Just think about them. Just by thinking about another human being, that energy will go to them. Please. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. You may ask yourself, why am I lifting the candle every time? See people looking. The idea is the blessing is coming from the divine, coming from above. So the candle is like pulling the blessing from above and then bring it down to the menorah, to the Chanukiah. So that's what we need to think about. So the meditation is to bring all the blessing we can to this neighborhood, to this area. And you know, after the darkest part of the night, come the light. So hopefully all the darkest moment here in the neighborhood will turn into a light, will turn into just good news with the help of the divine. It's tradition that after we light the menorah, we eat a little cookie. So yes, grab a cookie, all right? Make it sweet. If you watch your calorie, just color, so just have a bite. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. If you have any question, or any shirt, extra shirt that you want to take to your friend with the sign of the zodiac, or any question that you want to ask me, I'm here to answer any question you want, okay?